Welcome back, everyone. I hope you're doing well. We got an older video of toldinstone. Why didn't the Greeks or Romans wear pants? Glad you're here with me. Let's jump right in and see what we got to hear.
In 397 AD, by imperial edict, pants were declared illegal in the city of Rome.
Really?
The penalty was exile for life. Regrettably, we know nothing about the enforcement of this decree or its impact on Roman society. Did imperial anti-trouser squads prowl the streets? Did bands of pants-wearing rebels convene clandestinely in catacombs, comparing fabrics and plotting revenge? The sources are silent. From a modern perspective, this is a perplexing persecution. I, at least, think pants are pretty great. They have useful pockets and make it difficult for small dogs to bite one's calves.
Yes, very important.
At least some Romans felt the same way. The emperors had to repeat their pants ban twice. So why, in the face of popular opposition, did the imperial government attempt to outlaw such an obviously excellent article of clothing?
And if the Greeks did it, it was basically a law that was piggybacked from Greece to Rome.
Welcome to this third episode of Questions About Ancient Greece and Rome You Were Afraid to Ask in School. I am Dr. Garrett Ryan, and today's question is, why didn't the Greeks or Romans wear pants? It might be best to begin with what the Greeks and Romans actually did wear. First, the Greeks. You may recognize the handsome scholar in this picture as yours truly, and the box wine from that drinking games video. But try to tear your eyes from my alluring person and look instead at the bedsheet I am wearing.
Bedsheet.
This is only a bedsheet to the untutored eye. It is in fact a very crudely wrapped himation, a standard garment for men in classical Greece.
Oh, that's how you spell it, himation.
There were many ways to fold a himation, which can be worn either by its chest-bearing self or over a tunic. Greek men who had to perform physical labor usually wore only a knee-length tunic, often tied over the left shoulder to leave the right arm free. Women in classical Greece usually wore a chiton, a full-length tunic.
Okay.
The alternative to the chiton was a heavier garment known as the peplos, which was fixed at the shoulders with brooches. These brooch pins, incidentally, could double as weapons. A crowd of Athenian women once killed a man with their brooch pins.
Whoa.
The definitive Roman garment was, of course, the toga.
Yes.
Unfolded, a toga was a semicircular sea of wool some 20 feet across. Putting it on was an art.
It sounds like it. It sounds like putting it on is almost like knowing how to put on a tie, but your whole body.
Some wealthy Romans kept a slave whose primary duty was to help them crease and drape their togas.
That's not surprising, actually.
Since pins were never used, a toga wearer had to keep his left arm crooked at all times to keep his folds from falling into disarray. Besides being an ordeal to put on, the toga was heavy and almost unbearably hot in the summer. Understandably, Roman men tended to wear their togas only on ceremonial or formal occasions. On a daily basis, most preferred a simple knee-length tunic.
Okay. Which is like a shirt-ish. Roman matron and his stola and palla.
The traditional costume of Roman married women was the stola, a sleeveless wool dress often worn with a mantle. Most women, however, preferred full-length tunics, which were lighter, more comfortable, and more easily adapted to taste or fashion. For the next segment of this video, I initially hoped to get some friends to model ancient clothing, but once I realized how much work that would be, I decided instead to just print off some figures from the internet.
Okay. We got 4 different options here.
The following dialogues between said figures were carefully scripted to help you distinguish Greek from Roman clothing.
So Greeks on the left, Romans on the right.
Dialogue 1. Greek man. I say, my Roman friend, your toga looks rather uncomfortable. My himation, on the other hand, is both breathable and stylish. Also, you can see my pecs. Roman man. I will burn your city to the ground, and then put on a tunic to relax. Dialogue 2. Roman woman. My, what a lovely chiton you've got there! I sure wish I weren't a respectable Roman matron and didn't have to wear this stola.
And pala, or mantle.
Greek woman. What happened to the third dimension? Moving on. Whether tunics or togas, Greek and Roman clothing was draped over the body, not fitted to it. Although loose clothes made sense in a hot Mediterranean climate, this was basically a cultural convention. Those who lived outside the Greco-Roman cultural sphere followed very different fashion rules.
The Persians and others had pants, and I'm sure this was known as barbaric.
The Scythians of Ukraine, for example, liked to wear cloaks made from human skin. Another northern tribe,
Wait, what? Wait, what?
for example, liked to wear cloaks made from human rules. Those who lived outside the Greco-Roman cultural sphere followed very different fashion rules. The Scythians of Ukraine, for example, liked to wear cloaks made from human skin. Another northern tribe preferred the ancient equivalent of a jumpsuit. But the barbarians the Greeks and Romans knew best wore pants.
Okay.
For the classical Greeks, the Persians were the archetypal barbarians. Their strangeness was epitomized by the brightly colored trousers they wore, which tend to characterize them in Greek art. The Gauls and Germans, who gave the Romans so much trouble over the centuries, also wore pants. In this case, tight-fitting and jauntily striped wool slacks. Both the Greeks and the Romans...
I think I saw a lot of those in depictions. Pants. It's just something I never thought about. Like, no pants in Rome. No pants in Greece. Just never thought about that.
In short, closely associated pants with barbarians.
Yeah.
In combination with cultural inertia, this ensured that nobody who was anybody put on pants for a very long time. But then, starting in the 1st century AD, Roman soldiers stationed along the cold northern frontiers
What'd you call that?
began to wear tight, knee-length breeches of wool or leather,
Interesting.
complemented by bands of cloth around the calves, the ancient equivalent of capris and leg warmers. Over the following centuries, this outfit was gradually replaced by genuine pants. Already in the early 3rd century, an emperor was known for his shining white campaign trousers.
So the fall of Rome has to be related to the evolution of wearing pants, right?
In the 3rd and 4th centuries, as a growing number of soldiers became emperors and high officials, military-style pants gradually became socially acceptable in civilian life. It is unclear how prevalent this pioneering pants-wearing was. The 397 pants ban in Rome, with which we began this answer, suggests that there was resistance among the Roman elite, though it is unclear whether this was because pants were barbaric or because pants were military. In either case, within a few decades, senators and court officials were wearing pants even in the emperor's presence.
How barbaric.
History, it seems, was on the side of the pantaloons. And for that, we should be grateful. For more ancient clothing and other cool stuff, check out toldinstone.com.
Oh god, I'm not gonna sneeze. Oh, that was a loud sneeze. Glad I muted. Oh, I hate my allergies. It's always when I record, when I sneeze. I don't get it. Okay, before I sneeze a third time, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been a very fun, informative video about pants in Greece and Rome. Did not know some of this stuff, especially like the clothing and what they were called and kind of the evolution of the apparel. Okay, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Bye-bye.